Hey guys, time for another body weight update. Let's talk about where I'm at. I weighed myself yesterday and today, same weight yesterday and today. I am around 122 to 123-ish, something like that. So we know that I did a 10 and 20 challenge back in July, I think it was, and I started that challenge at 127. Got down to 121 or 120 and a half, I think, on that challenge. And then throughout the following months, I ended up getting down to 119 as a low. And then I went back up in the 125, 127 range for a little while. And most recently, in the last couple weeks, I have almost effortlessly gotten back down to 122, 123, which I think is really good. Where am I right now, mentally and all that kind of stuff? So things have been really good. You guys have been following along with what's been happening on Instagram, how I sort of simplified my Instagram channel, which has made my life simpler as well, and how I eat. So that's been sort of giving me a lot of ideas on how to just make my meals simpler. It's kind of also about a little bit of portion control, like not portion control in the nutritarian sense of, hey, I can only have this much, because as nutritarians, we can eat as much as we want of many unlimited foods, like the greens and the non-starchy green vegetables and things like that. We can have huge portions if we want. But what I found is that when I stick to one bowl-ish, maybe some soup as well, it's not like, I'm not saying like this many calories or whatever, but like about this much food, you know? Well, I have this idea in my mind about how much food that is. What I've been doing lately is, because I want to do 3 meals a day, which is like a typical nutritarian thing. So I've been actually making myself have 3 meals a day. They're going to be about this big. I might have a bunch of water afterwards or whatever, and just try to be a normal person. And it's interesting. While I have been doing this and really focusing on this try to do 3 meals a day thing, it's been working. Easily, without even really much struggle. I have some cravings here and there and stuff, and you see a couple off days. Like yesterday we went out for vegan food, and that typically means too much oil, too much salt, some processed food here and there. But as far as like getting in enough vegetables, doing a lot of the really good stuff, it's been kind of pretty easy for the last week or so, and the weight's been easy to just sort of drop off a bit. So, and I haven't been weighing myself much. I only weighed myself really for the purpose of this video, but I could tell that kind of like these jeans were fitting better and this shirt was fitting better again, and whatever it was, I could see it in my face and that kind of stuff. So it's been fairly easy, and I really do think it has a lot to do with what I've been doing on my Instagram. So here's a little video of some of the stuff I've been doing on Instagram, some of the images that I've been doing, and that's really been helping me to think through what I could eat, make things ahead of time, and have them just in little containers in my fridge, and just throw some on a plate to eat every once in a while for different meals. It's been so easy, and it's actually created a lot of creativity in my mind too, so that's been fun. And, you know, I'm feeling good, like, jeans are fitting fine, you know, my clothes are fitting fine, everything seems good, and I feel on track. So I know that also has a lot to do with getting a bunch of nutrients, so as long as you get enough nutrients in, and your body's sort of, the stores in your body are sort of refilled, and you have a lot of those antioxidants, the phytochemicals, you get a lot of fiber, you get a lot of bulk. These are all the things that help you go towards being satisfied, having less cravings, making it be easier. So I mean, you know, I waver back and forth, and sometimes I get so sick of cooking I can't stand it, which, you know, I go to restaurants and then I get off for a while and whatever, but that's life. So all in all, it's been really well. Just wanted to give you guys a little update on where I'm at, and that's it. So we'll see, you'll see this video now what I had yesterday to eat. So here it is. Good morning, guys. Just got up, just showered. Today I'm celebrating something amazing, which is 2,000 followers on Instagram. I'm so excited. So I made a picture. I'll show you what it looks like. And this is what it really looks like in real life that I'm about to go eat. So I'm really, really excited. If you guys aren't following me on Instagram yet, that's the best place to get my pretty pictures of the food and the different ways that I'm eating things every day. And then this is a great place to see how it really comes out when I'm gonna mix it all together and eat it. So if you guys are supporting me on Instagram, thank you so much. I'm really, really excited about this whole thing. And I hope we just grow together and continue to eat well together. See you soon. Into a new place I've never been here before. It's called Go Vegan Cafe. They
have, on the inside is apparently all vegan comfort foods, and on the other side is all raw. Everything's gluten-free except for the tamales. Very excited about this place. Let's see what happens. They have a salad bar too, but that's not what I came here for. I mean, I know I live here and stuff, and I could like come here whenever and try a bunch of things, but we just wanted to try like everything. So we ordered a few things. He's getting the breakfast burrito with jalapeno and the breakfast sausage, the classic one. And then I'm getting the Mexi burger with sweet potato fries, and we're also getting an order of the tamales to see how those are. So, and he might get a smoothie too, because they got smoothies. I mean, this place seems amazing. I'm so excited. And here is the breakfast burrito, and oh my god. And here is the burger, and oh my god. Guys, oh, here we go. And the tamales too.
And then we did this again. Ice cream. We got a pint to go for later. So we ate so much food for lunch, and then I had like half of that ice cream milkshake thing. And I'm so full. I couldn't eat another bite, so I just had 2 meals today, but it was kind of 2.5 because we both split that tamale meal. But good night, guys. Okay, Nutritarian Nugget for the day is one of my favorite passages from Eat to Live by Dr. Joel Fuhrman. I'm going to put a link for this book down below. Most of my advice that comes on this channel is based off of this book, so it's changed my life. It will change yours as well if you read it and put the principles into your life. Let's go. This one is about filling up on nutrient-rich foods and why we do that. This comes from page 28. I'm going to read a little bit here. So, an important corollary to the principle of limiting high-calorie foods is that the only way for a human being to safely achieve the benefits of caloric restriction while ensuring that the diet is nutritionally adequate is to avoid as much as possible those foods that are nutrient poor. Indeed, this is the crucial consideration in deciding what to eat. We need to eat foods with adequate nutrients so we won't need to consume excess empty calories to reach our nutritional requirements. Eating foods that are rich in nutrients and fiber and low in calories fills us up, so to speak, thus preventing us from overeating. To grasp why this works, let's look at how the brain controls our dietary drive. A complicated system of chemical receptors, in the nerves lining the digestive tract carefully monitor the calorie and nutrient density of every mouthful and send such information to the hypothalamus in the brain, which controls dietary drive. There are also stretch receptors in the stomach to signal satiety by detecting the volume of food eaten, not the weight of the food. If you're not filled up with nutrients and fiber, the brain will send out signals telling you to eat more food or overeat. In fact, if you consume sufficient nutrients and fiber, you'll be biochemically filled with nutrients and mechanically filled with fiber, and your desire to consume calories will be blunted or turned down. One key factor that determines whether you'll be overweight is your failure to consume sufficient fiber and nutrients. This has been illustrated in scientific studies. How does this work in practice? Let's say we conduct a scientific experiment and observe a group of people by measuring the average number of calories they consumed at each dinner. Next, we give them a whole orange and a whole apple prior to dinner. The result would be that the participants would reduce their caloric intake on the average by the amount of calories in the fruit. Now, instead of giving them the 2 fruits, give them the same amount of calories from fruit juice. What will happen? They will eat the same amount of food as they did when they had nothing at the beginning of their meal. In other words, the juice did not reduce the calories consumed in the meal. Instead, the juice became additional calories. This has been shown to occur with beer, soft drinks, and other sources of liquid calories. Liquid calories without the fiber present in the whole food have little effect in blunting our caloric drive. Studies show that fruit juice and other sweet beverages lead to obesity in children as well. So if you're serious about losing weight, don't drink your fruit, eat it. Too much fiber and too many nutrients are removed during juicing, and many of the remaining nutrients are lost through processing, heat, and storage time. If you're not overweight, drinking freshly prepared juice is acceptable as long as it does not serve as a substitute for eating those fresh fruits and vegetables. There's no substitute for natural whole foods. There's a tendency for us to want to believe in magic. People want to believe that in spite of our indiscretions and excesses, we can still maintain optimal health by taking a pill, powder, or other potion. However, this is a false hope, a hope that has been silenced by too much scientific evidence. There's no magic, no miracle weight loss pill. only the natural world of law and order, cause and effect. If you want the optimal health and longevity, you must engage the cause. And if you want to lose weight safely, you must eat a diet of predominantly unrefined foods that are nutrient and fiber rich. You heard it here, folks. This is a big concept that I think is so important to understand. When you think of your food, if you think of your food on your plate, say you have a steak and you have some potatoes and you have some green beans, right? It's like a typical American meal, or a typical meal that I was raised on, for instance. Steak has no fiber whatsoever, not even a little bit of fiber. Because what is fiber? The way that Dr. Michael Greger puts it, fiber is basically the skeleton for a plant. It's the thing that holds plants up, right? That's their skeleton. Meat has bones. That's that skeleton. But of course we remove the bones when we eat meat. We just eat the meat parts. But the fibers from food are the things that from plant foods, are the things that can't be broken down in some cases, that help to make that bulk in your stomach and help to make you feel full, etc. So those are the kinds of fibers that we want. The steak has none. So you're chewing, breaking down that steak, and all you get are a massive amount of calories, tons and tons of protein, which is not something that our body needs, and you get a food that's just low nutrients per calorie compared to, say, kale or other vegetables, even the green beans on the plate. Same thing with the potatoes almost. If you have white potatoes or mashed potatoes or whatever, there are not a lot of micronutrients that we're always talking about are super important. Not a lot of micronutrients per calorie in that food. So there's lots of calories, but not a ton of micronutrients comparatively with other foods, right? But the green beans, on the other hand, say you cook them well and they're not like all limp and gross and like, completely overcooked. Say they're just like nicely, like freshly steamed, a little bit crisp still. They still have a lot of nutrients in there. That's the kind of food that you want to be eating the bulk of. It's green, it's got low calories, lots of fiber, tons of antioxidants, really good phytochemicals in there, really good stuff for you. That's what you're looking to eat there. That's the thing that's going to give you the bulk, that satiety. It's going to tell your brain, hey, I've had enough, I got some nutrients, I'm feeling good, versus the other foods, when you eat them, they just get into your stomach like a brick. They weigh you down. They don't take up a ton of space because once you chew them down, it's not that much food, right? But imagine eating the same amount of calories in that steak in vegetables. Are you going to feel full after that? Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to leave it there. One of my favorite concepts from Eat to Live that I think is important to know is that your body does have these receptors. It knows what it's getting. You can't fool it. All right, so that's it for today. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you liked this video. Let me know down in the comments below what you think of it. Do you find that your hunger is sort of satiated when you get more plant foods versus other standard American diet foods? Let me know what you think of this down below. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't yet. That's the way to thank me. Also, liking and commenting is the other way to thank me if you like this video. And also, have a great day. See you tomorrow. Bye!